All right. Well, this is very exciting. It's been a while since I have done a live, but the occasion definitely warrants it. So I want to welcome to all of our viewers, all my friends and followers, Wally Daudrich. You are running for the Progressive Conservative Party of Manitoba, running for the leadership. And if you win, you will be the official leader of the opposition there in Manitoba. Thank you for taking a few moments out of your very busy schedule this weekend, Wally.
Thanks for having me.
Okay, well, let's drive right to it. I know your time is very precious. So, for our viewers, please give them a quick update on who you are, why you're running, what are the professional credentials that you bring to the table for those in Manitoba that are considering getting that membership to vote.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. I've been in Manitoba all my life. I actually grew up and was raised here in the city, born and raised. But at a very young age, I moved to Churchill, Manitoba, where I found my niche and my business. I got married 30 years ago, and my wife and I, we started a business where we do polar bear tours and whale watching tours in the Hudson Bay. So I'm actually a captain of a couple of the flagships that we have. At one point, several years ago, I also became the founder and member and president of our local Canadian Coast Guard in Churchill because of a fatality that happened. So I kept that position for 8 years. Also, the chair of the Churchill Beluga Whale Tour Operator Association. I was also a board member with the PC Party of Manitoba for 12 years. So I believe that I'm a faithful person long term. My projects are not just something that I start and don't finish, but I believe in finishing the job. And that's why I'm running for the PC Party leadership.
Okay, so obviously you have a wonderful CV when it comes to your business sense, your leadership commitment to the party, and also right there in your community. So those are all incredible attributes. What are the key issues, Wally, that are bringing you into the race right now? If you win, what is the voice that you will be for Manitobans?
Yeah, so Manitoba has been a so-called have-not province for as far back as I can remember. So essentially, the NDP have been building a welfare state off of money from other provinces, as well as borrowed money. They've brought us so close to the brink of bankruptcy time and time again. And then when Manitobans get desperate, they vote for an alternative. I aim to have an alternative ready to go in the next election. I believe that we have to have a conservative party in order to attract voters. And what we've done in the past, unfortunately, is we've been tepid, we've been lukewarm. We decided that we're not going to be too conservative. We almost treat being conservative like alcohol. You don't want to have too much alcohol because you're going to get drunk. You don't want to be too conservative because that might be a problem. I believe that conservative values of faith, family, freedom are solid values, and that's how we're going to build our economy. Our economy is a sinking ship right now, if I can use a metaphor from my captain's side. But we are broke, and anything that we want to do, whether it's healthcare, whether it's infrastructure development in Manitoba, or whether it's crime and punishment, everything ultimately is wrapped up in money. We don't have any money, and we need to grow our economy. We've grown our population, our 1.4 million people, but our economy needs to grow in order for keeping Manitobans in our province and our kids employed. And there's some huge potential in northern Manitoba, as well as the rest of the province, in having a new port built so that we can export LNG, liquefied natural gas, and bitumen, as well as potash and other Western commodities through a new port that would be a saltwater, deep water port off the western shore of Hudson Bay. Not in Churchill, but about 150 miles south. It would have benefits. It would be benefits for not just northern Manitoba, but also for Winnipeggers and southern Manitoba. And the project is valued, this one project is valued at between 80 and $100 billion. It's a no-brainer, and it's all money that people from outside Manitoba want to spend in our province because they want our products. What a great position to be in.
Yes, absolutely. And so obviously I'm reading between the lines here that you are in favor of that interprovincial trade push that is needed right now in the prairie provinces and beyond. I'm presuming that if you're elected as leader of the opposition, that you'd be holding the NDP's feet to the fire on this one, and then pushing in this direction if elected as a future premier. Am I summarizing that all correctly?
You got it all. Yeah, absolutely. We have to have a leader that has a backbone so that we actually have somebody who stands up and makes the tough decisions. Dealing with the crime wave that's hitting Winnipeg. Webb Canoe he can say that we're number one now in Canada, number one for crime here in Winnipeg. Violent crime, we're number one, and that I leave that at the feet of our Premier Webb Canoe and the NDP.
Okay. Now, on your website, you also speak. And by the way, I want to encourage our viewers right now to go. You'll see it right there on the ticker table, or the ticker tier on the bottom, wally4leader.ca. There is a spot on the website where you can learn more about Wally, but also you can learn about his policy positions. And I noticed that number one, you talked about giving the grassroots more of a voice, restoring democracy at a grassroots level. You also talked about parents and giving parents more of a voice. I'm wondering if you'd like to weigh into either of those issues right now or anything else within that footprint.
We've gone through 9 years of a federal government that has said no to Canada. And now we have a president who is exacting his pound of flesh from Canada. And we don't know what to do. We've got a feckless leader that has led us to the edge of the abyss. So this project that I just was speaking of, it's called Nistanan. It's a Cree word meaning all of us. But it's a project that actually would kickstart Manitoba's economy and would get us off the government dole, so to speak, where Manitoba is actually paying its own way in Confederation. And it would be a backdoor, an egress, if you will, Western Hudson Bay to the world in the North Atlantic. There's already shipping that happens inside the Hudson Bay 12 months out of the year, and this project would allow us to make billions of dollars for Western Canada. It would actually put Manitoba in the wheelhouse, so to speak, of control of how our products are shipped out. No longer will Alberta be subject to sending discounted oil to the United States or sending oil over a mountain range into British Columbia to a province that's tepid at best and wanting to export Western commodities. We would have a powerhouse and a partnership between Manitoba, Saskatchewan, and Alberta that would feed the world with energy, food, and commodities.
Okay, well, that is clearly your strong focus, and I'm sure all the Manitobans that are watching this right now are applauding that. One last question. You have one opponent in this race, as I understand it. What makes you different from your opponent in this particular race?
I'm a conservative.
Would you like to elaborate on that in any direction?
Yeah, we have a home right now for conservatives, and that is the Progressive Conservative Party. But if we don't have a conservative as leader, then we'll lose the party, because what will happen is our votes will splinter and go to other parties. Every Western party, every Western province has rebranded. Saskatchewan Party, of course, in Saskatchewan, the United Conservative Party in Alberta, and just recently we had the Conservative Party of British Columbia. Notice they didn't brand themselves as the Progressive Conservative Party of British Columbia. They skipped the progressive because it's an oxymoron. We want to have an actual conservative party. That's how you win elections. That's how we're going to win in the city, by actually having conservative values. And I represent the conservative part of our party, and I'm the only conservative running in this race.
Okay. Well, there you have it, Wally Daudrich, and the website, once again, it's on that ticker that's going along the bottom of the screen, is Wally4, that's the number 4, leader.ca. Now, I want to make sure all of our viewers here understand that in order to vote for you to be the leader of the Progressive Conservative Party of Manitoba, you need to be an active member in that party. The cost is $20, and that gives you the power to cast your vote. The deadline to get that membership is coming up. It is February the 28th, so just a few days away. As I understand it, ballots will be mailed to all active members, everyone who's an active member, by February the 28th, and then that will need to be mailed back in, and the winner will be announced at some point in April. Any final words? First of all, can you confirm that I got the details right there, Wally?
Yeah,
And
no, you're absolutely right. Don't wait until the last minute. Don't wait until the 28th. There's going to be some time to actually do the data entry for those memberships. So let's do it, let's say by the 26th or 27th. Give us an extra day just to make sure, because you don't want to be the last minute person. And it's very important that this race will be determined likely by about 10,000 people, give or take a few, but you're deciding the future of a province with a population of 1.4 million people. So your influence is exponential. And if you want a person who's truly conservative, full spectrum conservative, then I'm your guy.
Okay, let's keep the conservative parties across Canada conservative. Okay, wallyforleader.ca. Go there right away and get your membership if you want to cast your vote. And I want to encourage you, I want to echo actually what Wally said. When you think about that, 10,000 people in Manitoba deciding effectively for 1.4 million who will most likely be a future premier in the province of Manitoba. $20 is a very small price to pay for a very powerful vote. So I also want to encourage everybody to swing by Wally's website again, Wally4, that's the number 4, leader.ca, where you'll find videos, you'll find social media links, and you'll find more information about his platform. Before I let you go here, Wally, any final words for our viewers tonight?
Thank you, Canada, for standing up for our principles, our conservative principles of faith, family, and freedom.
There you have it. Thank you so much for your time tonight, Wally. I'll let you go. I know you got a lot to do. I appreciate you joining us.
Have a great day.
You too.